Yeah, good evening, everyone. I welcome you to today's class. If you can hear me, can you just drop a message? You can hear me in the chat. Okay, I have McLean photos. I have King Steady, Caitlin, Upi Jennifer, Kev Dotson, Cap Joy, Up Mandarin, Adeyemi Washington, okay, Joy, Ubu, Ab Abraham, around gist, okay. Okay, Odufumi Oladile says you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, good evening, everyone, and once again, you're welcome to today's class. I believe it's going to be a wonderful time. All right. Thank you for all understanding with us and being available for today's class. Good evening, Comfort. Good evening, Chikeze. Good evening, Sheye. Okay, so without any further ado, once again, my name is Mama Gintim Lane. I have my co-facilitator also, Boruzaya. So we're happy to be here again this evening to do this. Today is the wrap up of this week's class. So can you just tell me what you've learned this week? I know people asked Bob for assignments in the last class, and what he practically told you was to go and make research, go and get your hands dirty, go and work on clips and all of that. So let's have it. Today is like a wrap up of everything we've done this week. I don't know if you all heard what I said. Should I start calling names from the chat box? Tell me what you've learned so far this week. Can you tell me about what you've learned this week? Okay, Adeyemi says I learned about ripple deletes and how to use the selection tool. Okay. Motayo says ripple and delete. Okay. Okay, James said, what was the question? James, the question was, what have you learned this week? This is our final class for this week. Okay, Matthias is splitting. Adeyemi also says length arrangement of footage in accordance so how it was being shot. Okay. Joy says I learned how to import files on Premiere Pro and CapCut, how to arrange the clips, cuts, and add audio to tell the story. Okay. Jonathan, we go again today. Yes, we go again. Okay, Martin says I learned about source monitor, also known as project monitor. Okay, feedback screen. Indiana Tom says how to feed the an out sound. That's nice. Comfort, how to split, trim, and arrange clips. Okay, a lot about land splitting, cutting, and arrangement. Okay. Oh, James says I learned about interface overview. That's nice. So I can see. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. And before we dive through into today's class, as you are dropping what you've learned, if you have any question also, can you quickly drop it? Question. Can you quickly drop your questions? I have one particular question I saw while I was going through our page once again today before today's class. So the person asked the question on the YouTube account. So I would attend to that. Okay. We're trying to give our yes, okay. BT says is there a way we can listen to our previous classes? Yes. Yeah. Go to YouTube right, and just search for digital incubator, digital the incubator up, right? Go to their page and go to the video section and look for the class you missed. Okay, Adeoye, you're welcome. Okay, Chidima says how to arrange and split the lands, how to arrange clips. Okay, okay. So aside BT's question, any other question? I'm going to go into today's class fully in the next 2 minutes. Nicolada says I use Windows 10. Adobe Premiere Pro search from Microsoft Store showed a Premiere Pro course than software. Is there where I can download it? Yes, just go to Google, type Adobe Premiere Pro, right? It will take you directly to their website. And just for your information, that the software does not come for free, right? Well, I think you can just ask your colleagues, right, on the WhatsApp group chat how they got theirs. This is an educational platform, so whatever we are putting out here must be strictly professional. So, but you can drop the message on the group chat also. Probably your colleagues can help your ways around it. Okay, you're welcome. Tawakalito says, oh, okay, this is interesting. Okay, so Tawa Kalito once left us for data analytics. She slid us, but she's back to us, and she wants us to accept her back. I kindly request your permission. Okay, well, for the love of God, and because we are storytellers, you will probably tell your story one day through your lens. So you're welcome back to class. Okay, I'm here to be connected to the WhatsApp group. Okay, the admin will. Okay. Feidabira Matthew Oyewole says, Tawa Kalitu, please send an email to that effect. Tawa, for your request to be totally granted, please kindly send an email to that effect. And Faye, please can you help me attend to Queen Yada TV's request? She says she has not been added to the WhatsApp group. Steve Taylor, how can I learn the cybersecurity? Okay, Faye will get in touch with you. Oh, okay. She said she did not leave. Oh, sorry about the information I passed about Tawa. Said she has always been here. Okay. Itoro Daniel says he learns client management. Steve Taylor at Faye. Faye will reach out to you. Faye will reach out to you on how to join the cybersecurity class. Okay, so without any further ado, let's continue with our slide. Okay, so please just know that the admin would revert to every request and that they need to. And once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who has joined to this class. We'll do a dry run of what we've done for the week and just crown this week off with what we need to do also. And by the end of today's class, um, there should be a lot of hashtag on digital tagging digital skill of Africa because today we're going to be learning how to export our videos. So irrespective of whatever you did, don't be scared, right? Today we're going to learn how to export it, and once you export it, today's assignment will be that you upload it on either whichever social platform you are on: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. You upload your clips and you tag Digital Skill of Africa, the Incubator of. You also tag, so he would help me drop the hashtag for us before the end of the class, so that once you're done exporting our first case study, let me put it that way, we'll upload it, and that is where we'll be able to. What if you are not on any socials? Wow, that's a little bit tight. But maybe for the purpose of this assignment, you might just have to open one social, right? Whichever is convenient for you. I know you have your reasons for not having, for the sake of this assignment. So, okay, so this week we've gone through interface, overview, working with timeline, applying transition and basic effects, then exporting and rendering videos. For the records on EHG, I think you should just drop that your question on your group WhatsApp group chat. I think someone will be able to attend to it. It's not what I can attend to it on here. So also now next slide we spoke about the panels, project panel, program monitor, source monitor, timeline panel, effects panel, and all of that this week. Another thing we did again this week was understanding tools, right? And you know, we're trying to go through two softwares at the same time, but just know that you see the similarities in both of them, right? Although they might bear different names, or sometimes you might see same icons representing them. So once you just know what these are actually used for, you know how to maneuver your way in which in any of the software you find yourself. So selection to your result to your hand to your type to. Okay, Tunde, thank you so much for that input. I facilitator, can we get access to today's media clip so we can all edit the same thing along with you? So our plan is as from next week, right? We will find a way to send the clips around to us, right? From next week class, the clips will be sent to us. We would send the link where you can download the clips for the edits. But for this week, let's just make use of random, first class we had this week on Tuesday. I told you to get your footage yourself. So, but from next week, you're going to be getting the footage that will be continue the training with. Okay, what if this is not working well? What do you mean by not working well? What's the challenge you're facing or encountering? So also last week we talked about clip management and tracks, right? Video and audio track, clip placement, track locking, and sync lock, right? So then we also talked about basic editing techniques, which involves making cuts, trimming clips, ripple effect, rolling effect, right? I believe we all remember this because we've done this over and over again, right? Then today's class is going to be continuing from where we left it last week, where we left it the day before yesterday, and which is from this today you begin to apply transitions. But before we now go into the practical section, let me talk a little bit about transition, right? And know that not all transition can be used, right? Let me put it that way because your transition also helps you in your storytelling, right? You have to understand the story you are trying to tell before you just add your transition. You just see some clips and you see that transitions are over edited, over too many, right? It's not needed. Right, so let's say, for example, there's someone here who is going to be working. There's somebody here who is going to be working in the media house, right? For example, or how many times are you watching a live broadcast and you see certain transitions? Right? So know that with the knowledge of transition and knowing how to use transition does not mean you should overuse it. Does not mean if you overuse the transitions, right? One of the most overused and overrated transition right now, film blow, right? Any small thing, you just see film blow. Any small thing, you just see film blow. Right? Any small thing, you just say premium. Just say premium. Okay, so can you hear me clearly now? Can you hear me clearly now? Okay. So in a few minutes now, I would be changing my screen, right? And today we'll have a practical session on understanding transitions. Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so today's class we're going to be learning how to add transitions, adjusting the length of a clip, right? And adjusting the length of a clip includes slow mo and speed ramp, right? You see some clips, one of the things Bob made mention of in the last class was even if your clip is short in, let's say, 30 frames per second or 60 frame per second, right? Provided that your lighting conditions are good, when you come back to your software, you can do a little bit of edit to what you want, right? So, for example, we recorded a section and it was not in slow mo, and we want it to be in slow mo. You can do that on your either Premiere Pro or CapCut. Let's also say you recorded in slow mo and you want to increase the speed, right? In as much as these things are needed to be considered at production phase, it is needed to be controlled at production phase, right? Because it helps you when it comes to editing so that you don't overly edit yourself. Okay, so just a minute and let's have a preview of what we edited on Tuesday class. Also similar to what Bob did, right? So at the end of Tuesday's class, we were able to achieve this clip. I hope we can all see that. So today now we want to add transitions. So what we mean by transition is I want to connect this thing with the next thing, right? Um, Trying to look for, okay, for example, now in English language, they say and, right? So we're trying to connect two different things together. So we need a transition. And a transition doesn't always have to be film block. I know why I'm making emphasis on film block, right? It doesn't also have to always paper effects, paper transition, right? There are a lot of transitions that we can make use of to join two clips together. So this is Premiere Pro. Immediately we're done with this, we would also I'll show you how to do it on CapCut. Okay, so earlier in the class I did mention that I will be answering some question I saw in the chat box while I was going through the YouTube page before this class started, and Gift said she's using CapCut on phone and it is difficult for her to do some of these things we are saying. And I would address that is Gift, if you are on this call or if there's anybody on this call who is facing the same challenge, you just have to follow us. You just have to follow us meticulously, right? Like you rightly said, follow us meticulously once again. You will see that the interface on the phone and the interface you have on your mobile and the interface you have on the desktop version is similar. It's similar. Okay, someone is saying if I can zoom into your screen. They are open. Sorry, I'm not able to zoom into my screen because I'm sharing my screen. So please just bear with me on that and just try to look closely. The best I can do is whichever panel we're working on, I can probably blow it up like this so you get to see what we're doing at any point in time. So you see the way I'm adjusting my panels now so that you can see what we want to do. And what we want to do first is I want to add a transition from the church logo to the lady capturing. Although there is a transition already there, right? Which is a break. It just flows into. So there are so many ways you can add transition, especially for Adobe Premiere Pro, right? You can go online and download transition presets, transition templates online. You can download from a band tool, you can download from Premiere Composer, you can download from trying to remember the third one. You can download from Motion Bro, you can download from Premiere Composer. So there are so many ways you can do transition. You can have it as an extension if you're able to pay for it on your system, and you can have it. There are some default transition that comes with the software. You can make use of it. You can import them also as footage. If you know your way around it, you can go to YouTube and download a particular transition, import it to your feed as footage, and apply layers effect on it, right? So for today's clip on Premiere Pro, to locate on your project panel, you would see a toggle of written effects. Don't know if anybody can see what I just did there. I can zoom in, right? Trying to see if there's a way to zoom in. No. Okay, so for me to zoom in, okay, just give me 2 minutes. Let me quickly address that. Just wait on the call for me. Let me quickly address the zooming in and let's see what's possible. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be with us shortly. Oh my god, I am so sorry. displaying my screen, so I couldn't get feedback from you guys. I've been talking since. I'll just be around that. Okay, so I said there are so many ways you can add transition. I hope you can all hear me now. Please, if you can hear me, please can we hear me now? Let me know before. Okay, thank you so much, Joy. So let us continue. So there are three ways you can add for now, right? There might be other ways. There are three ways you can add transition to your clips. You can either go and download transition templates online from wherever platform you can get them from, and you install them on your system, or you install an extension, or every software, both Premiere Pro and CapCut, comes with default transitions, right, that you can make use of. So I'll be teaching us the first method today for those of us making use of Premiere Pro. And like I rightly said, like Bob told us last week, told us on Thursday rather, this is your project panel. On my own device, on my own project panel, I also have effects here. Your effects might not be in your project panel depending on how it is set or how you set it yourself. So if you don't see your effect anywhere, click on this Windows on your taskbar, click on Windows and scroll down, look for effects. Look for effect. So once you click on effects, it will bring you to this place. So in your effect, you can see presets, you can see audio effect, you can see audio transitions, you can see video effect and video transitions. So click on video transition, and in video transitions you see a lot of transitions, right? Dissolve, zoom in and zoom out, wide, slide, page peel, iris, all you light lovers, all you blur lovers, the transitions there also. So for this one, let us make use of the cross dissolve, right? So you click on the cross dissolve, you click on it, then you drag it to your timeline. Drag it to your timeline. Can you see? I hope you can see what I did there. This is the effect here. I click on the effect I want, then I drag it to my timeline. Drag it to my timeline. On the clip I want it to be. This is the clip I want to dissolve. It is this clip to be on this clip. I click on it. And let's play it. Let's see how it looks like. So let's see what the cross dissolve looks like. Did you see that transition? Did you see the transition of the cross? Can you see? So that is one. So to delete this transition, please confirm you can still hear me. To delete this transition, you just have to click on the transition on your timeline. You see it? This is the transition. Yours might not look like this. Yours might be hanging on top like this, depending on the version of Premiere Pro you are using. The transition can come in as a separate layer. So click on it. You can delete, you can undo, Ctrl Z. can delete it and go back to your effects panel and look for another one. Addictive dissolve. I've changed the timeline now. Can you see? You can see the difference. So that's another time. That's another transition we just added. So simply come here, click on the transition you want, then drag to your timeline. I hope we all got that. I hope we all got that. So another thing we'll be learning again before we quickly go to CapCut to do this is now I have imported my transition. How do I edit? So you can adjust the length of this transition, that forward or backward. So add a transition to your clip today.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's scroll again and look for another transition. Let's look for zoom in. Can you see? Did we all see that zoom in transition? Did you see that zoom in transition? So the same way you have zoom in, you have zoom in. So that is the easy way. It says I'm not seeing anything. Probably is your network. Probably is your network, right? We will replay our timeline from the beginning. You'll see you should be able to see these transitions that I'm saying, right? Okay, I have some people say yes. So let me play this on full screen for those who cannot see. So let's replay our timeline from the beginning. Now, can you see that transition that went into the lady? Then we zoom out that went into this. So I think we're all on the same page. You can zoom in. You just follow my mouse track. You can zoom in, right, with your phone. So thank you so much for that. And the last thing we are touching in Premiere Pro is for this week is exporting. But you know what? It's very tricky exporting because we're all using different versions of Premiere Pro, right? To those of us using CXC, some people might need to download a software called Media Encoder. It depends on your laptop, depends on your system. So people will be able to export and render smoothly without any issues. So I want to believe everyone has been able to add transitions on Premiere Pro. So let's quickly do that also on CapCut. So our CapCut family can also follow suit. So just continue to add different clips, add different transitions to those of us making use of Premiere Pro. Okay, so our CapCut family, this is where we stop. This was my project. Once I double tap it, it will come up. Let me for it to display. Oh, sorry, CapCut has this very. I have to stop sharing and share again. Yeah. Okay, I think CapCut is up now. We'll be back to exports very soon. So let's just quickly address applying transition also on CapCut, right? So, those of us making use of CapCut mobile, I hope we're still on this call. Open your CapCut app and we'll just be following suit as I'm making reference. So once you open your file, just hold on for me. Trying to open it on my mobile also, so I can just put off through. So open your CapCut, you have to mobile right now. You have to select on your clips. Once you open your clips, then it will now show you. It will bring it to your workspace. Right now, let me quickly explain the mobile workspace I looks like. The upper version is your source monitor. That's your feedback where you see whatever you are doing. If you are working on 19 by 16 or 16 by 19, right? That's where your display is, right? Immediately below your display, you have the play icon, you have the full screen icon, you have your undo and redo. Let's say you added an effect or you added a text and you want to undo it, right? That's the arrow facing back and the arrow facing front. Next to it is your timeline, right? Are we following? Are we all following? Okay, thank you so much, Sean Special. Princess, I see I've increased my volume to the highest, still managing to hear you, sir. I think you should check from your end because I'm on the highest right here. So for those of us making use of mobile, you have your timeline, then after your timeline, you have what we will now categorize as a a summation. Yeah, I think summation would be the best word to use. A summation of your tools and your effects panel, right? So you can always scroll to it and scroll. If you scroll to the right, you will see so many things. You will see edit, audio, text, overlay. Right now, I'm just explaining the interface of the mobile. I'm not yet talking about what you can see on my screen right now. I'm talking about the interface of the mobile. So everyone that are using the mobile, hopefully got the explanation. So whenever I say check your source monitor, you know what you're looking at. When I say check your timeline, you know what you're looking at. When I say add effect, you know where you're looking at. When I say add file, you know where you're looking at. So that we're both on the same page. I hope we all got that. So, and on your clips, you can always scroll. Once you click on a particular clip, every editing you can do on that clip, then you see it below in your toolbox that we talked about. Right, where you can add effect, add transition, remove background, transform, and all of that. So back to our CapCut mobile. So let me play our display. Same thing we did on Premiere Pro, from the logo to the lady, then to the sky. So now we want to add transition. On CapCut. Very easy, very smooth, right? But to always enjoy CapCut, it's always advisable you are connected to the internet. So click on transition and you see all of CapCut's transitions. Funny how CapCut now almost all their transitions are on pro version. We can use this for the sake of training, but we won't be able to export these clips. So I am on transition. So for those of us making use of mobile, I hope you can locate where transition is. Click on the clip. So for okay, yeah, perfect. If you are making use of mobile, for you to add transition, you see in between your clips, you see a box with a straight line, a white box with a black line. Click on that box. Click on that box and you will see the transition come up. If anybody is using mobile right now, I want you to let me know if you were able to do that. Queen Yada, my screen is different from yours. This is CapCut to confirm you are seeing CapCut. We've moved from Premiere Pro now to CapCut just to replicate the same thing. This is CapCut. We have done this transition application on Adobe After Effects on Premiere Pro already. So at Queen, I believe we should be saying the same thing because CapCut is the same across board. Yeah, innocent. Yes, the slides will be sent across to us. So CapCut is very easy for you to add the transition. Once you download the transition first and you have it on your system, you just drag it, same thing you do on Premiere Pro, drag it to your timeline. There are no continuous clip, okay? Okay. So you can see my timeline. So let me play it and you see the transition. Can you see it? So that is how to add transitions in so that's how to add transitions in CapCut, right? So one other way also you can do it is you can download your transition as a clip and add it to your timeline. Same thing also works with Premiere Pro. So I think for the best of it, I don't think we need to call it CapCut anymore. I think we should start calling it CapCut Pro, because you cannot do anything on CapCut any longer if you are not on the Pro version. Can you drag the transition to make it longer? Yes, you can drag the transition. Once you click on the transition and you extend it, can you see? Can you see how I'm extending? Two ways. You can either extend it directly on your timeline. I believe you can see it. Or you come to this panel where my mouse is hovering and you just drag the duration, how long you want it to be. And the same effect will be happening in your timeline. So let's click on play now. You see how long it will take. Can you see it? I hope you got that. Okay. So there are a lot of transitions you can make use of. Part is Pro version free? When they call something Pro, will it be free? It's okay. So there are a lot of transitions on CapCut. You just have to first of all download them. So this is another effect, vertical block. Once you download it, you drag it to your timeline. You can extend the duration. So then let's play our timeline once again. Did you see it? So I hope we saw that transition. So whichever transition you want to make use of, that's how you apply it on desktop. And I hope, please, anybody making use of mobile, indicate that you are using mobile and you are able to apply the transitions. Because in the next 2 minutes, we'll be taking our attendance, and by the time we are back to class, we will just do exporting and rendering, and we'll be done for this week. Okay, at top V, okay, thank you so much at Abu Miriam. I'm using mobile and I was able to apply the transition. Thank you so much. CapCut Pro, well, yeah, those questions should be asked in your group. This is an on-air training platform. Okay, Justin says yes. Anoluwa says yes. Thank you so much, everybody who followed suitly. So please, we'll be taking our attendance now and we'll be back by 8:05 to work on exporting and rendering. We'll start with CapCut, then as soon as we're done, we'll go into Premiere Pro. We'll just do a wrap up of today's class and continue from there next week. Okay, so yes, if you were able to do the transition on Premiere Pro, please also drop it that I was able to do my transition. You can also write the name of the transition you used. Let's just keep it interactive while you take your attendance. Okay, so if you were able to also do the effect on Premiere Pro, I've only seen one person say that. Okay. Densely large. It means we're not following this section, right? On your clips, on your footage, right, you will see a box, a white box with a black line, right, like an horizontal line. Just click the line, just click on that box, you will see the pop-up. Okay, thank you so much, Tunde. I did the transition on Premiere Pro. That's nice. There are three different methods. We only touched two, right? The third one requires an extension, and we all know that most of these things are not free. So for the sake of this learning, we'll just stick to this two. But so that when you now get outside or become pro in this, you will not say it's only two methods you just make. There are several methods. Okay, okay. Let's start saying use theme dissolve transition of Premiere Pro. Okay, thank you so much. Let's start. Joy says I use camera effect on CapCut. Okay, I use theme dissolve and zoom. Otunwayo, can you change from dissolve? Can you use something else? So the purpose of teaching is to show you one. I need you to explore. 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 Okay, to everyone who has taken attendance, thank you so much. Please let's go that stake. Wow, should be life back. Is anybody making use of Adobe Premiere Pro CX6? C for cat, S for shorts, and number 6. I need to confirm that. Okay, so welcome back. Welcome back. I hope we're all taking our attendance. Okay, why I said this is anybody making use of Adobe Premiere Pro CX6. C for cat, S for shorts, and the number six. And the number six. Yes, that's the only person that would want to drag us back a little. Okay, so let's move. So back to CapCut. Thank you so much for everyone who was able to add transition, right? So in the last class, I think I also taught us how to add our audio, right? Our sound. So one wonderful feature about CapCut is if you are not able to download your audio file, you can come to their storage and download audio. They have tons of thousands of audio. If you actually have your CapCut linked to your TikTok account, you can get all the sounds on TikTok. All the sounds on TikTok. So what do you do here when you want to also add song? Come to audio. If you are not able to import your media file, on Tuesday I taught us how to separate, extract your audio from a video clip. Let's say there's this video you see that you like, and what you just need is you just need the audio, you don't need the video, right? You want to do your own edit. You can get that clip and extract your audio from it. So if you're not able to get that audio, come to audio here. For those of us making use of mobile version, right under your timeline of your video, you will see add audio. So click on add audio. So once you click on that add audio, you will see TikTok sign. Oh, sorry, that's not TikTok sign, that's music sign. I think that's a single note. Sound, brand music, copyright, sound effects, text to audio, extract, then record. So you click on sound, you'll be able to import your sound in or see the tons of sounds available on CapCut. So just download anyone. You'll be able to import anyone. Download your audio that you want. Once it's done downloading, you drag it to the timeline, just like I am doing. You drag it to the timeline, and voila, you've added your audio to it. Let me increase my volume so you can hear my clip. Babies. I don't know if I'm correct with the pronunciation. Says I didn't understand anything today. So sad. Okay. And Innocence is replying, I believe that the person is replying that it's not her phone. It's been difficult following the training. Right. Innocent, please can you just state your pain points so that we know how to address it? Is it network issues? There is no problem. We will need self-learned materials. There is no problem. Slides will be sent across to us, right? But just also know that there are people also on Discord that are following smoothly. If there is any network issue on your end or you are not able to access the software to use at this point in time, you can always still go back to rewatch today's class. Right, so after adding your clips to your footage, right? Like we've rightly done. Now notice that my clip is longer than the duration of my video. So as an editor, what do you do at this point? You cut it. Sean Special, what software are you using for that question you're asking? Enoch, how do we download the music? You can download your music. Your music is also a footage that can be imported. If you address this, you can download your music the same way you downloaded your video clips, right? You can get your audio file anywhere. But because CapCut is a cloud-based software that has some music, some audio already saved on it, you can always come to the audio section, click on it, download any music you want here. If it is linked to your TikTok account, you will see a lot of music. Just download and you drag to your timeline. I hope I was able to address that. And I'm waiting for Sean Special's respond. Please should transition come before next clip. It depends on, right. Some transitions can be the clip only, some transitions have to be on the two clips. So it just depends on what you want and how you want it. So what we want to, the audio file is longer than our footage, right? So we would have to cut the file here. So Okay, so sorry about that breaking transmission, right? Please confirm you can hear me clearly again. Back, I'm back, I'm back. I'm back. Please confirm you can hear me now. Please confirm you can hear me. I've not heard from anyone yet. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So sorry for the break in transmission once again. Okay, so quickly let's just continue from where we stopped. The last question someone asked was how to cut excess audio clip, and I rightly said once you go to the end of your video footage or wherever you want to put your audio file, and once you clicked on it on your timeline, just go to your toolbox and click on split. So automatically it will split the clip into two, and you click on the second clip and you delete. I hope we got that clearly. Same thing also works on mobile. Same thing also works on the mobile. So finally, we've done this on our footage, and it is time to export. Go to your top right and you will see export button. I think highlighted on a turquoise blue color. So my logo might not be able to make you see it, but my mouse is under the DSA logo. Can you see it here? Let me zoom out a little bit. This is it. Export. So just click on export. Premiere Pro has a lot of security features. Now I'm not able to show you my export screen. I have to stop sharing and go and select that separately to show you. So I have to still not showing on your end. How to delete SS clip? Click on the audio clip, right? Go to the points where you want it to end and look for the split. Those making use of form of, on mobile, right? Where you have the tools, just scroll, you will see split. Once you click on split, it divides the audio file, audio clip into two. Delete the other part you're not making use of. So I think I encountered some problem with CapCut because it's not the pro version. I'm supposed to show my pop-up. We don't know why this is not showing. Stop screen sharing. To show the pop-up. Can't access the screen. Wow. Okay, so what will just happen is let's just listen. I'm not able to share that part of my screen. The security feature CapCut has on. So once you click on the export, right, if you are not making use of any pro feature that require you to pay before you can export, right, can just take them out. Then you see name, you name the file, digital skill, export to where you want it to be, watermark. Then you now see the resolution of the video 4K, 480p, 720, 1080p, then 2K, right? The bitrate as recommended, the codec 8.264, 8.264, that's where it's going to be, and the format MP4. So that MP4 is, how will I even explain that? Most times, all video players are always able to play MP4, right? Some video players select MOV files. So because these clips were shot on 30 frames per second, you just leave it at 30 frames per second or as recommended or whatever you want it to be, right? So ensure there are no pro features. Then just click on export. So once you click on export, it will start rendering and it will go to wherever you export your clip to. to okay, but I hope you can hear me clearly now. So for all our CapCut user, that is it for today. You don't render on CapCut, you just export. So export your clips, tag us, and we'll get first production as a video editor. So I'll stop sharing my screen now and start sharing my screen for Premiere Pro users. Share screen. Okay, please, the hashtags will be written in the comment section by the admin. Very easy. Come to your file, scroll down, save as, make, open. Please, oh, one of the warnings we gave while we started this class was, as the video editor, Control S must be your party. Control S must be if you are using Premiere Pro. So thank you very much. So that's the hashtag DSA, Digital Skill Up Africa, hashtag the Incubator, hashtag video editing. So please, when I upload these hashtags, when you're uploading your first, just make use of these hashtags. Hashtag video editing, hashtag journey. Upload your upload comes first class. Post on any social platform that is convenient for you. So I see export and you click on media. Okay, okay. So go to file, go there earlier because that is for some systems that are most times not graphic systems, right? You would have to make use of the media encoder to enable smooth rendering. So you just click on. So once you click on media, your file name DSA assignment 1, right? I know where this file is going to, so I'm okay with it. Your precept, right? Trait, right? You don't have to do so much with B. Then when you are done with that, just come and click on export. My interface might be very different from your interface because I'm using 2025. So just click on export and it will render and you're good to go. Yeah. You can hear me clearly now. Wow, the audio is breaking. Wow, audio is breaking. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Hello. Yeah, okay. So sorry about that. It's network from my own end here. So I think you should be able to hear me clearly now. It's clear enough now. Okay, so there is no assignment today, right? The task for today is just export your footage, export your footage, upload it on any social media platform that is comfortable for you, right? Upload it on any platform that is comfortable for you and just make sure you use the hashtags. The hashtags will be shared with us on our WhatsApp group also. Blessing, the challenge you are facing is that CapCut is now, like I rightly said while we were having the class, it is no longer CapCut now, it is now CapCut Pro because almost everything on it is now on the Pro feature, right? You might have to subscribe to get some of the things you want. So that is the issue you are facing. So please, I want to confirm if anybody making use of Adobe has been able to export. Okay, Sean, that's after exporting. So for our Adobe family, we rightly explained, my interface might be different from yours, but locate files, go to export, click on media, or you use Control M, name your file, you determine the location on your system, right, for you to easily access it. Then the format, like I rightly said while I was also on CapCut, leave it as H.264, right? So there's so many things, as class goes on, there are still so many effects in this export section that we're still going to touch, especially in Premiere Pro, where you can have a lot of footage on your timeline, but determine a particular section to export. So that's just it. Then go back to your edit. You note also, because I made use of three clips doesn't mean you have to make use of three clips, right? Add as many clips as possible as you can, add transition and export. Upload on any social media platform that is convenient for you. That is convenient for you, right? And admin has shared the hashtags. The hashtags should please be pasted on the WhatsApp group chat so it is easy for them to copy, right? So that is just today's assignment. And this week we've been able to add our clips to our timelines, cut, trim, ripple effects, transitions, arrangements. For Premiere Pro, we've been able to do coloring, yeah, right? We're able to label our clips. Then we also touched audio. We've not talked about, out of three things in footage that we spoke about. Your footage can either be a video, can either be an audio, or can either be a text. We've touched video and audio. So by next week, we'll also touch text footage, text text clips. So that will be it basically. And
So just add as many clips as possible that you can lay your hands on, add your transition, and that will be all for today's class. Okay, one more time. Tom says, please, I'll go through the process of exporting on Adobe once again. Okay, I'm making use of Adobe Premiere Pro 2025. I don't know what you're making use of, so our interface might not be the same. Once you click on File, scroll down to Exports, then click on Media. File, Exports, click on Media. Once you click on Media, you have a pop-up, right? The interface will change. In this interface, you get to name your file, the location, the format, and there are still a lot of things we are still going to learn about when we now have exporting class, right? You are seeing a lot of things in your screen, but just stick to what I've told you today, right? So that you can export. Paulo, I don't know where you are coming from, which angle you are coming from, rather, when you say transition is the same thing as effect, right? In Premiere Pro, it might be same on your mobile. I can't really attend to that. But from Premiere Pro desktop that I can see, transition is different from effects. The work of transition, okay, Kingsley said, please, what is the work of transition in this video? It depends on whatever footage you are using, right? The work of the transition for today is for learning, right? Because we are learning basically how to use it. But moving forward, you should be able to determine why you are using a particular type of transition. Thank you so much, Joy, for that. Transition is a kind of effect. So I just hope that attend to your request, right? But video effect is also different from video transition for those making use of Premiere Pro, right? When you click on the effect panel, you will see audio effects, video transition, audio transition, presets, lumetri colors. So in as much as they are intertwined, interchangeable, but they can be distinct. It is the same thing, Ayomide Taiwo. Please locate where you can see export on your mobile or on your desktop. Click on export, rename the file, put it to a location where you can see it, and just click on export. You are good to go with that. You are using, okay, Okoluwa, then I get where you are coming from, right? So on CapCut on phone, locate transition. And how to locate transition? Transition is not the same thing as effect. I've explained this over and over again. In between your two clips, you will see a white box with a straight line, right? With a black line in it. Click on that box in between each clips, then you'll be able to add transition. That is where you add transition effects. Thank you so much, Ajibola, for your contribution also. So I hope we have been able to do all of this. And to everyone who has joined today's class, who has joined this week's class, I believe we've learned one or two things, right? And please do not forget to use the hashtags while uploading so we can get to see what we've done. That's the best, that's the easiest way I can get to see your assignments. It's telling you to join pro before I can export. You might have to join pro. So I'm trying to also encourage and normalize paying for software, right? I'm not an advocate for crack. I'm an advocate for using licensed software. So if you feel the feature you've used is what you need, you might have to just pay for it as well as pay for it. So Adeyemi says, sir, I'm not seeing transition on my Premiere Pro. I'm using 2022. You would not just see transition, right? You would look for effect. Effect. When you see effect, in your effect panel, you will see video effects, preset, lumetri colors, video transition, like that, like that. That is how you see it. Adeyemi, I hope you got that. And if you are not seeing effects, go to your toolbar, look for workspace. Once you click on workspace, you will see a drop down that shows you. Then you see effects. I think shortcut for that should be Shift and F7. So thank you so much to everyone who opted on today's class. Today's class wouldn't have been possible without every one of you. And from my humble co-facilitator, Bob, was saying a very big thank you, Bob and myself. Thank you so much for joining this week class. Don't worry, it's little by little, right? I know a lot of people might be facing difficulty one way or the other, but trust me, right? You can always come back to this video. You can always come back to this video to watch. You can always reach out if you're having difficulty. Drop your message on WhatsApp group chat. We have assistants there who would attend to things. And like someone dropped a comment on, let me get her name again. Gift, yes, Gift dropped a comment on the last class, right? And I came to this class and I addressed it. So you can go back, rewatch. If you're facing any difficulty, just drop your comment. Trust me, it will be attended to. And one thing I promise you is we will try as much as possible to carry everybody along, right? So please, thank you so much for this week. Thank you to everyone who has joined us on this call. So let me just give you a quick hint on what you should be expecting next week. Next week, you will get to see color correction and audio effects, right? So thank you so much for joining tonight, and we'll call it a day from here. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and you can always come back to watch this. But I'll be so delighted that I begin to see videos with the hashtags. It's easier for myself and Bob and our sponsors to see this once you make use of the hashtag. So please do make use of the hashtag. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your evening.